Jaya Brajajanarandana Jaya Yashodanandana Jaya Brajajanarandana Yamuna Tiravanachari Jaya Kunja Vihari Jaya Kunja Vihari Yamuna Tiravanachari Jaya Kunja Vihari Jaya Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Vihari Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 So we are reading from 10th canto, chapter 11, verse 18 to verse 20. So as we have 3 shlokas, we'll just read the translation and the purpose and then start the discussion. So text 18. Mother Yashoda further told Krishna, "My dear son, because of playing all day, your body has become covered with dust and sand. Therefore, come back, take your bath, and cleanse yourself. Today, the moon is conjoined with the auspicious star of your birth. Therefore, be pure and give cows in charity to the Brahmanas." Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. It is a custom of Vedic culture that whenever there is any auspicious ceremony, one should give valuable cows in charity to the Brahmanas. Therefore, Mother Yashoda requested Krishna, instead of being enthusiastic in playing, now please come and be enthusiastic in charity. Yajna dana tapah karma na tyajam karyam eva. As advised in Bhagavad Gita, sacrifice, charity and austerity should never be given up. Yajnodhanam tapaschaiva pavanani manishinam. Even if one is very much advanced in spiritual life, one should not give up these 3 duties. To observe one's birthday ceremony, one should do something in terms of one of these 3 items. Yajna, Dan or Tapa, or all of them together. Text 19. Just see how all your playmates of your own age have been cleansed and decorated with beautiful ornaments by their mothers. You should come here, and after you have taken your bath, eaten your lunch, and been decorated with ornaments, you may play with your friends again. Purport. Generally, young boys are competitive. If one friend has done something, another friend also wants to do something. Therefore, Mother Yashoda pointed out how Krishna's playmates were decorated so that Krishna might be induced to decorate himself like them. Text 20. My dear Maharaj Parikshit, because of intense love and affection, Mother Yashoda, Krishna's mother, considered Krishna, who was at the peak of all opulences, to be her own son. Thus she took Krishna by the hand, along with Balaram, and brought them home, where she performed her duties by fully bathing them, dressing them, and feeding them. Purport. Krishna is always neat, clean, and opulent, and does not need to be washed, bathed, or dressed. Yet Mother Yashoda, because of affection, considered him her ordinary child and did her duties to keep her son brilliant. Om Agyantimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Tadamayam Dudati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Uta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Savadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanidamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Harikve Vancha Kalpatarubhasya Kripa Sindhu Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Seeking all of your blessings here this morning, people who are present here at the Bhakti Center, and those who are attending online, please bless me, so that we can together glorify Krishna and inspire each other in our practice of devotion service. So I'll again read the translations. Text 18. Mother Yashoda further told Krishna, "My dear son, because of playing all day, your body has become covered with dust and sand. Therefore, come back, take your bath, and cleanse yourself. Today, the moon is conjoined with the auspicious star of your birth. Therefore, be pure and give cows in charity to the Brahmins." Next shloka. Just see how all your playmates of your own age have been cleansed and decorated with beautiful ornaments by their mothers. You should come here, and after you have taken your bath, eaten your lunch, and been decorated with ornaments, you may play with your friends again. And text 20. My dear King Parikshit, because of intense love and affection, Mother Yashoda, Krishna's mother, considered Krishna, who was at the peak of all opulence, to be her own son. Thus she took Krishna by the hand, along with Balaram, and brought them home, where she performed her duties by fully bathing them, dressing them, and feeding them. So we are here in the 10th canto, reading 11th chapter, the childhood pastimes of Lord Krishna. And we are in the middle of such sweetness, actually. Krishna is being told by his mother that, come back, be cleansed. Today is a very good day, be a good kid. You need to be pure, you need to give cows in charity, do all that stuff, like how mothers talk to their young ones. And she is also convincing him that just see all your friends, they're also being cleansed and decorated. You should also come here. How mothers generally say that, that kid is doing that, you can also do it. Things like that. She's just inspiring him. And in the purports, for the first two shlokas, what we see is basically that how it is so important that we should always focus that whenever we do something, we should always have, like whenever we do something auspicious, whenever we begin something, whenever there is something special going on in our life, we should always focus on yajna, dan and tap. Either we should do one of these or all of them, especially on birthdays. So generally, I have seen in India as well as here in America that whenever there is birthday, generally we have a birthday party. People say happy birthday to you. There is a cake cutting, and there is like a lot of happiness, and people come together. They celebrate. In the Vedic culture, it is a little different. Different in the sense when there is birthday here now in modern times. Generally, the person whose birthday it is, people try to pamper that person. And that person feels like I am the center. Today's my birthday, I'm going to, or I'm not be with anyone, I'm going to pamper myself, I'll go and take a massage, or I might go and see this museum, or let me spend time with my friends, or even like asking my friends, like, what are you going to do for my birthday? And in the Vedic culture, it is opposite. That is the day when one should focus on not oneself, but serving others. So yajna means sacrifice. And what do we mean by sacrifice? Can someone tell me what do we mean by sacrifice? Like what's your understanding? Anyone here? In person or online? Please.
Accept some difficult activity as an offering to the Lord.
So Adi Purush says accepting a difficult
to show your love for God.
Yeah, to show your love for God, you accept some difficulty and you go through with it, right, Prabhu?
It's about loving, not getting.
Yeah, it's about loving, it's not getting. Anyone else? What do we mean by sacrifice? Yes.
We sacrifice our time in service.
Okay, we sacrifice our time in service. My question is, what is sacrifice? Like this yajna, we have given this word sacrifice. Generally, many times I feel that the words which we give in our modern languages, they don't do justice to Deva Bhasha, that is Sanskrit. That is also valid for Indian languages as well. That justice is not done. So I'm just trying to understand, go deeper into that. Yes.
Is it have to do with the like sacred, like sacred, and fice, like sacred doing or
yeah, so
officiate?
Thank you, Jessica. Jessica is like going to the roots and going deeper. She's taking the word down, where it is coming from Latin. And like, yes, you are on point. Like, yes, that's how the word comes basically. It is related with sacred. It is related to something holy. And fice is to give up for that holy thing. Anyone else would like to add anything to that?
I want to add.
Yes.
So perhaps giving something lower for a higher purpose.
Yes. So that is the definition of austerity. That is tapa, which we will come to. So with sacrifice, it is very important to focus on the word sacred, on the word holy. Yes, we are going to give up something, and there is a higher cause, but the higher cause is sacred and holy. So that's why sacrifice is. And generally, sacrifice is for Vishnu. So generally, whenever there is a yajna, by default, it is for Vishnu. So yajna himself is Vishnu actually. Yajna Purush is Vishnu's name. The mouth of the yajna, no matter for whichever demigod we are doing the sacrifice or whichever deity we are doing that, ultimately it is going through Vishnu. The mouth of the fire pit which we have is basically the mouth of Vishnu where we give things. So yajna is there. And then dan. Dan is what? Charity. And then tapa, austerity. So it's very important to understand that, and especially as practicing devotees, that whenever something important is going to happen in my life, how to invoke auspiciousness. And the key is that we should do yajna, dan and tapa. That's what Prabhupada is saying here. He says at many other places as well. We also see when Krishna is born, what Nand Maharaj is doing. The Acharyas say that Nand Maharaj he hears, he's not with his wife. And he hears the news that, a son is born to Yashoda, to his wife. He is a father now. And he's running, but then he stops. He says, I cannot just go like that. I need to do some charity. That's the culture. And then he just doesn't understand. I should be with my wife. I should do charity. What should I do? I'm like so confused. But I want to be with my wife, but I cannot go without doing charity. How can I just give charity immediately? And this brother comes into picture, Upananda, and he says, don't worry, we got you. We'll do charity on your name. You go be with your wife. So how important it is to do charity. And then such elaborate festival happens. Even Jagannath Mishra's festival for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, which is not thousands of years ago, just like few hundred years ago. And when he celebrates the advent of Gaurachandra, what he does, he basically invites everyone. He serves them on behalf of his son, Gaurachandra. And he's doing, again, for a higher cause, he's doing something holy. He's calling sadhus to feed them. And then he's giving them something extra, that is dan, that is charity. And then he's also doing tapasya. So generally, parents, they fast for on the day of the birthday, or especially on marriages, when Vedic weddings happen. So the father or someone from the bride side, they basically give the hand of their daughter in the hand with the boy, that saying that now this man is going to take care of you. So it's known as Kanya Dan. So they give that charity. But even to give that charity, they are in that purified state. So they actually do tapasya. So nowadays they eat Ekadashi, but previously they would not eat, drink anything. Like whenever we are going on the altar, how we do, that's like common law. And why is it? It's all because so that we can be purified. We can increase the auspiciousness. We can attract the grace of the Lord. We can be centered. So I just wanted to focus on that how important it is. And it's not that we have to do all three, but we have to make sure that we do it, no matter who we are, whether we are like multi-millionaire people or we are like simple, humble people who have just a small room. We have a lot of resources. We don't have any resources. We have great intelligence. We don't have any intelligence. We have to do at least either of these three in our regular practice. We should do charity regularly. We should do tapasya regularly. And we should do yajna regularly. Now, in this age, yajna, Krishna says the greatest yajna is the yajna of Harina. So we are doing that. We chant the names of the Lord, and that is the highest yajna. Then for brahmacharis, there is a different kind of yajna. That is, they hear from Guru. They sit, they read scriptures, that is their yajna. That is added yajna. For grahasthas, it is taking care of the grahasthashram, having kids, raising the kids. So we have to always have be in this process of yajna, dan, and tapa. Sacrifice, charity, and austerity. So now another thing which I wanted to focus here is that just see how much Mother Yashoda is attached to Krishna here in this story. And then the next shloka basically says that Shukdev Goswami is saying to Maharaj Parikshit that intense love and affection is there. That's why Mother Yashoda is saying that, come here, she's basically dragging the Supreme Lord. Can you imagine dragging the Supreme Lord, who is like all the universes are basically in him and he is in everything. He's dragging her hand, and with him is Balaram, on whose expansion is Ananta Shesha. All the universes are standing or basically being supported by him. So and everything which gives service to Krishna is Balaram. Everything around Krishna is basically coming from Balaram. So Balaram and Krishna, and she's dragging both of them. That come, and I need to clean you. I need to bathe you. You need to be decorated. And then Shukdev Goswami is saying that she's doing this out of love and affection. But Krishna is at the peak of all his opulences. And then Prabhupada is so clear. It's like one sentence. He just directly says, Krishna is always neat, clean, and opulent. So just say how direct Prabhupada is here. He's directly saying Krishna is always neat, clean, and opulent, does not need to be washed, bathed, or dressed. Bam. Yet, because Mother Yashoda has affection, consider him like an ordinary child and duties to keep her son brilliant. So, I was just meditating on how, in this world in which we live, how much affection parents have for their children. There are diaries and journals where
basically parents note each and every activity which the kid does, the first moments, first time they stand. Previously, when I was young, I used to hear only when was the first time he said something, the child said something. When was the first time the child started walking? And in Vedic culture also, first feeding of the grains, and then first time going towards the scripture or money or whatever, like those rituals are there. But nowadays we have more affection. We want to see the first teeth falling down. It's like first time they took a turn, or like making that sound. Like now this syllable came, that syllable came. So much affection. And then I was reading, Pradyumna who shared with me some commentaries, and just reading here and there with that and other places, that parents basically, for them, their affection never ceased to exist. The affection is always there. And that's why in some other lineages, Krishna is actually worshipped like a kid. Because they want to focus on that bond, that the child may not reciprocate. So children actually also reciprocate when they are young. But when they grow up, they may or they may not reciprocate. They may or they may not have that much affection. But parents, their heart is always towards the child. Their focus is towards the child. And that's what when we're reading this pastimes of Krishna as a baby, for devotees, it is just that sweetness comes into the play. That how sweet is Krishna. And Krishna reciprocates, and he reciprocates always. So the relationship which we make in this world, and if I'm being very direct, please forgive me, are basically temporary, are basically changing. That's the nature of this world. There is pain at every moment in this world. That's what this place is. Dukhalya. I'm just remembering when I think a few months ago Radhanath Swami came here after 3 years. The first thing he said, this place is Dukhalyam. What can I say?
Yeah.
This is a place of misery. So even this loving affections are going on unless until we are connected with Krishna. We might actually not get that love which we are actually seeking. No one can give us that guarantee that they would not fail us. No one. Just being honest. But it's only the Supreme Lord who is Suhridam, the 5th level of friend, the highest level of friend, the best friend, who actually knows what we need, at what time, what is our want, whatever is to be done, and he is there with us each and every step. With that, because we are all talking about sweetness, I just wanted to focus that it is good to talk about Vrindavan and how Vrindavan is so beautiful, and then the bees are humming there, and there are like red lotuses, white lotuses, blue lotuses, and then the land is Chintamani, the trees are Kalpataru, they wish-fulfilling trees, there are rivers of fruit juices flowing here and there, cows are so beautiful, and animals, they talk, and then they see Krishna and they are happy, and Krishna sees them, and Krishna is happy, and then they become more happy, and Krishna becomes more happy, and they become more and more happy, and then Krishna has become more and more happy. It's very nice to hear this sweet pastimes. And even here, like Mother Yashoda is dragging Krishna, come and I'll bathe you, I'll clean you, and then she's telling things to Krishna. But at the same time, we should not forget, and that's what Prabhupada is writing, that Krishna, Shukdev Goswami Maharaj is saying, that Krishna, he is the pinnacle, the peak of all opulences. The greatness should not be minimized. Because sometimes that's the nature how I see. Whenever someone is sweet to me, I feel that there is a sense of familiarity. And when that sense of familiarity is there, I might take that person cheaply. What to speak of the Supreme Lord, even with the devotees as well. And Krishna, he is very smart. He knows at what time, what he should do, so that we feel that loving connection. Whatever he does in this world is basically for us. So if we see this pastime where Krishna comes to Mathura, and if just reminding you guys, actually not reminding because we'll be reading later in the Bhagavatam again, that when Krishna is coming, Kamsa sends for Krishna, Krishna comes to Mathura, and there first he's attacked by this elephant, and then Krishna kills that elephant, and then Krishna goes into the arena, like gladiator kind of arena, right? Like they have a colosseum, everybody's chanting and hail Kamsa. And even if they're not saying, like they have been forced to say hail Kamsa. And then Krishna and Balram like They are not even like teenagers, basically. They are so small and they are walking there. And then Chanun and Mushtik, the best of the wrestlers. Just imagine whatever wrestling you have seen here in America. Those like big guys, they're coming to fight this small kid, like 9-10-year-old kid. And then Krishna kills them. And then Kamsa is attacked by Krishna, or I should say, Kamsa attacks Krishna. And basically Krishna kills Kamsa. But then Krishna doesn't stop there. Krishna then drags the body of Kamsa everywhere in the arena, showing that, this is my kill. Like how, there's a hunter who has killed a big animal or whatever. They don't come and say, I killed something. They bring their trophy to show that, this is I've done. I don't support, by the way, hunting. But I'm just saying that this is what I've seen. And then Krishna is doing that. Why is Krishna doing that? Because Krishna knows that people will still not believe that a child has killed Kamsa. These demons which are coming to Vrindavan, they are not coming because they have some enmity towards Krishna. They're looking for Krishna. They are being forced to go and look for Krishna. Kamsa is so powerful, he threatens demons. You do this for me. He's like a mafia boss. You don't do this for me, you see what I do to you. So they have to go. And that's why first, second, third time when demons are going, that's like, okay, I have to kill this young kid. Later when demons are going, they're actually thinking, Acharya say, like this guy is fearful of his death. He knows this is his death. I am fearful of him. How does he think that I will be able to kill this person? I will be killed. And they're looking everywhere. Whenever they see Krishna, they see the Vasudeva form and they're frightened to death. And then die. So Kamsa is so powerful. So for people to get faith on the opulence of Krishna, Krishna is basically setting that mood that, I killed Kamsa. See, he's not fainted. Kamsa is not unconscious. He's dead. And after that, he goes to, he established his opulence, his power, his strength. Then after that, he goes towards Vasudeva and Devaki. And what does he say? Well, before he says anything, let's see what Vasudeva and Devaki are doing. They don't know what to do. They are so confused. They are in shock. What just happened? This guy, Kamsa, he had us imprisoned for all these years. And suddenly he's dead. And it's done by our son. And then here seeing all opulence of that person. They don't know what to do. Whether we should hug our son. Whether we should worship our son because he's so powerful. And then remember he's Vishnu. They are so confused. And you know what Krishna says? And then this is a discussion of Uddhav and Vidura also later. Krishna says, I was so fearful of Kamsa. And Uddhava is actually saying that how can the Supreme Lord say, I was fearful of Kamsa? But he says that. And he says, Mother, Father, I'm so happy. You have been suffering for these years. I have also been suffering for all these years because I was not with you. See the sweetness. Immediately the Yogmaya covers. And they immediately feel affection. They forget who this big person is. They immediately say, oh, this is my son. And they embrace Krishna. So Krishna does what is needed at a particular time. And he plays with his God card, opulence card, and then he plays his sweetness card. Even with devotees also. We see Arjun, many times he had to actually show that he's Arjun. So people would believe and people would support him when he has to do something. So for example, let's see what's 747. In the story where Arjun is going with Uttar Kumar. So Virat is a kingdom and it has two sides. And Pandavas are hiding there because they have 1 year incognito. And they should not be discovered before this 1 year ends. And that was ending that very day with the sunset. But Duryodhan hears the news that the general or the commander-in-chief of the army of that kingdom has been brutally killed and beaten up like how kids beat football. So they understand nobody can do this, only one person can do this. And that is Bhima. So from one side, all the Kaurava armies have come. And mind you that they are the most powerful people on the land of Bharatvarsha. And the other side, only the 100 sons, Kauravas and Bhishmadev, Dronacharya, Kripacharya, all those people are there. So there are only few people, but they are the best of the best. Mahabharata, there is a description that what is a Rathi, what is a Maharathi. So a Maharathi is one person who can fight thousands of people alone. That is a Maharathi. And these Maharathis are together. A handful of them, but they are together, not handfuls, 100 plus some people. But still. And then there are thousands of other people. So all the army basically goes to fight the thousands of people, the soldiers. And this side, they didn't expect that an attack would be there. But the other side, these people come. And then Arjun was hiding as Brahmanalla, who is not a male, but not a female too. And he's a dance teacher. And then Uttar Kumar, who basically was boasting in the ladies, was the only man there in the assembly. He's also a teenager. That, I can protect you guys. And then the ladies are like throwing their handkerchiefs on him. And then all that, the scene, that he's the greatest warrior. And he's saying, yes, I'm the greatest warrior. All that is going on. But then he says, but I cannot go and fight because I don't have a charity. And then Draupadi, who is hiding at Sehadri, right? She says that, no, Brahmanalla is a very good charioteer, you should go. And then he's sure. And ultimately they go out. Uttar Kumar seeing that who all are there in front of him, it is Dronacharya, it is Duryodhan, it is Dushasan, it is Bhishma Dev. Bhishma is the most powerful warrior ever present, especially on that land, to that moment. He runs back. And Brahmanalla goes and grabs him and puts him, and Dronacharya and Bhishma are having conversation. This charioteer doesn't look like a soldier, looks like a woman. But the way she's carrying Uttar Kumar looks like that he is more powerful than Uttar Kumar. The shoulders are very broad, looks like a warrior. We're confused what's going on here. And ultimately then they go and then Uttar Kumar says, I cannot do anything. Then Brahmanalla says, okay, just you be the charioteer, I'll handle this. And then they go to the tree. I'm just very fast forwarding because we don't have time. Finally, they get their weapons are shining. And then Uttar Kumar is, who are you? And then he says, I'm Arjun. And Uttar Kumar is not able to digest this. Again, his sweetness is there, right? He has seen Arjun training women in how to dance. He's a flexible guy, right? Suddenly, like, we have like the best of the yoga teacher who's great in all yoga poses. Suddenly she becomes like the most powerful, like bulky wrestler kind of person. It's just difficult to believe. They may have a lot of strength, but that stereotype. So Arjun has to actually say his 10 names, which only Kshatriyas know, only warriors know. And then he takes his Gandhi and he says, you see. Then he takes his Pashupatastra, which is also a divine weapon. Then he gets faith. Similarly, in our life also, what point I want to convey that not only with the Lord, that we have to be aware of their opulence. With the sweetness, both are needed. But at the same time, when we are dealing with devotees, especially our Guru, we should understand, yes, they are very sweet and charming, but they are also the pure devotees of the Lord. They are also great personalities. They are also serving Srila Prabhupada. They also have done great things. So that should not be forgotten. That mood of respect and awe has to be there in the heart. Whatever relationship is that's there. So sweetness and greatness, they have to go hand in hand. Okay. That's the point I was making. So with this, I open for questions and answers. And
let's give a big Haribol for Abdullah.
Haribol!
We'll be back soon.
Yes, Adi Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Wonderful class. We see your enthusiasm to glorify Krishna. Interesting story how Mother Yasoda is calling Krishna to be decorated, right? If we go up and down First Avenue here, there's jewelry stops, places where you can get your nails done, your hair done, clothes that you can buy, all these things to decorate ourselves. So that's there. And then there's a saying, beauty is as beauty does. You've heard that? Beauty is as beauty does. Then in enhancing, Krishna is always showing us an example of how we can live, setting an example. Giving in charity, which seems like an opposite of like selfish thing, like you're saying, like the birthday party and make yourself the center. But this is a very beautiful thing to actually do something as an offering to the Lord, and something that is completely contrary to materialistic society, which is basically, buy, buy lots of things for yourself, work hard, make money, and spend it all on yourself, which is materialistic culture. And so this is also a very beautiful thing. We had this event, Beauty Is as Beauty Does, as a model agency. These beautiful women, and Nityo's cousin told us, so he said, these girls are so beautiful, but they hate each other. They're competing with each other. They're jealous of each other. And it's so ugly, the way they talk behind each other's back. And, he said, but he brought them out to do prasadam distribution. And he said, I was taking pictures of them, and all I do is take pictures of these girls. And he said, when they were doing devotional service and doing something in charity, he said, their beauty was enhanced, that it brought out something wonderful in the real essence of the soul. Hare Krishna. Anyway, Krishna also gives in charity. We'll go to Prabhupada.
So I would just add that we should remember that Jiver Sarup Hoy Krishna Nityadas, that the position we have is, or what we aspire for, also is Gopi Bhartur Pad Kamale, or Das, that we aspire to be the servant of the servant of the servant. Why is that this service attitude so much stressed? Because we all are looking for satisfaction, fulfillment, and purpose. And even on a material level, if you go out and you help someone, the satisfaction you may get will be far more greater. I'm sharing my personal experience, that will be far more deep and greater than doing something on my own self. And we have to do things for ourselves. Who will watch out for this yantra, this body? We have to take care of it. We have to do things. We need recreation, and we need sadhana, and we need everything. But at the same time, it should be balanced. We should also give out, and we should serve. During the pandemic, I was reached out by a blind lady who had not eaten food for 3 days, and she was inside her apartment. It was a time when there was a total lockdown, and then we cooked prasad and we went and we gave it to her, and she was in tears, and she's not a devotee, and that's so deeply imprinted on me that I was so satisfied. That was like one of the best moments of my stay here of past so many years in the US. I went and gave prasad. So when we serve others, and that's why there is so much philanthropy. People who are so rich, they are done with like, how much can I pamper this body? I have so much money, and they're giving to art organizations, they're giving to non-profits, food programs, they're giving their money out because they have realized that the satisfaction they're seeking is in service. And that's what, and we are so fortunate that we don't have to earn millions of dollars and then spend to realize that. Our acharyas have already given us the secrets of life. And serving others is the greatest bliss which we can. And somehow if we can serve devotees who are servants of other devotees, who are servants of other devotees, who are following in the parampara, that's the deepest fulfillment which we can get. Thank you, Adi Krishna, for saying this. Then anyone else would like to say something? Comment or question? Online?
We have a question from Andrea. Andrea is asking, is it possible to still throw a birthday party, and do charity at the same time?
Yes,
is it
possible.
Is it either or, sacrifice and party, or it can be both in devotional culture?
It can be both. Krishna consciousness is about adding Krishna in life. The focus is not on giving up. The focus is on how I can have Krishna and be a part with Krishna, with whatever I do. So you can throw the greatest party in the world, and you can also serve the Brahmanas, and you can still glorify Krishna. You can have great kirtan. So Krishna, it's all about how I remember Krishna and how I never forget Krishna. That's the principle. I hope that answers.
But still, we don't encourage Andrea to go to a bar or anything like that. It has to be a
I didn't say anything like that.
Didn't go to the bar, Andrea. Okay, any questions or comments? Yeah, Rich is contributing so nicely. He says that Krishna is the ornament to his ornaments, right? This is a nice point. Krishna is the ornament. Okay, what else do we have?
Varshan, would you like to say something? Can we have the limelight?
Yeah.
On Varshan?
Please.
It's so beautiful, like limelight. It's like bittersweet kind of thing for devotees. Lime is bitter, right? Light.
No, I was just reminded when you said Mother Yashoda is dragging, like, and Balramji drags like the whole city of Hastinapur into the Yamuna River, and that's how powerful he is. And she's just like dragging, and sometimes it's just her call, like not even like physically, just by her presence, and then coming. It's even more fearful when someone like Shina does not even have to drag sometimes, just by her calling, hey, come and stand. So then she's like so powerful, like Bhakti makes the devotee so much more powerful, and the Lord is like voluntarily. It's not that we are just hankering for love, it seems Krishna is also hankering for love. So he's hankering for himself. There's nothing higher than himself. So he's hankering for himself, and Lord Chaitanya is also showing the same. Like he is hankering for himself because there is nothing higher than himself.
Yeah. Just to that point, there's just elaborating that when Balramji got upset, he was moving the tectonic plates only. Basically dragging the whole land into water. That's the power, and he is dragging without much power, without much hassle. There was not even a drop of sweat on him when he started dragging the city inside the river. But then here Mother Yashoda is dragging Balram. Come, you are dirty. I need to clean you. And yes, I agree with you, Prabhu, that's why Krishna does whatever he does. He comes here to attract us with his pastime because he wants us to connect with him. It is so inconceivable actually that he is Swarat, most independent. He is Atmaram, most satisfied. And at the same time, he is also there with us. Partial in the sense that he is reciprocating and having these loving exchanges and not being taken as God. He has this yogamaya. He wants to be treated just like any one of us. But as sadhana bhaktas, we have to always that's why we worship Krishna here as Lakshmi Narayan. Awe in reverence. Thank you for this. So I think it's 8 o'clock. Anyone else would like to say anything? Okay, so with that we end. Thank you so much. Srila Prabhupada ki. Jai Prabhupada.
Right.
Please put us on the donation box. Jayasita, is that you holding the phone?
Yes.
Please put us on the donation box. Little closer to Krishna.
Okay.
Cameras on, please.
Hare Krishna.
Okay. Vasudev blew the conchali, was so soft and sweet. Nice. Jamunajaya, good seeing you. Dima Prabhu, nice seeing you. And Snow White Krishna. Rich, good seeing you. Okay, Hare Krishna.